So hopefully you guys are in a place where you can just sort of wind down. And if you're not already in a place where it's quiet, maybe shift to a place that's quiet. Just so we can get with our breath, get centered into that heart center and begin to set our intention for releasing money blocks. Okay? And accepting fully, totally, and completely that we all have blockages in our energy field. Most of us have blocks to money. Most of us have been pre-doctrinated into a debt culture, so we don't understand money as energy, but instead we look at it as a tool of survival. And we want to stop looking at it like that. We really want to start looking at it as a creative essence, a energetic value exchange, and nothing more. And it is when we align with the energy of money and we allow money into our life that it can flow freely into the experience. And so we really have to clean up the energy field and all of the blocks we have about money, prosperity, and abundance. And so if you're in your quiet space, just really coming down into the heart center, breathing gently. If you need to take a deep breath to do some immediate clearing or just to sort of push out any negative or dark energy dross, do that one big breath in, really pushing it out to just come down, coming down. And as we begin, we want to set the intention to clear the blockages and know that we are capable of doing this on our own. We don't need facilitators, healers, energy workers. We are the primary healer of our life experience. We are the ones that understand our energy body the most. And when we tune into the energy body, we're able to see where there are blockages. And knowing that you are the healer, you move your energy, you move your energy. So I want you to just begin by really owning that. Owning the fact that more than anyone else in this entire world, it is you who becomes most familiar with all of the energy in the auric field and what that energy looks like. Getting familiar with the qualities of the energy that you embody. Allowing yourself time in a still place to become familiar with the frequencies that you hold, particularly around money. An energy block is largely very slow-moving, dense vibrational frequencies that are held in the auric field that prevent very positive, high vibrational frequencies from moving in and out of the auric field. And so to become a magnet for money, we need to move the low vibrational frequencies out and open to significantly higher vibrational frequency. And as we consider what the energy body is comprised of, we can distill it down very simply into 4 bodies. And those are the mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual bodies. These are the bodies that not only make us whole, but also make us multidimensional, giving us the ability to move through time and space via our frequency in order to experience what we desire to experience. And so if the desire is to experience prosperity, wealth, and financial abundance, it is up to us to use the four bodies as the vehicle through which we travel from poverty into prosperity. So getting more and more familiar with yourself as energy, with yourself as the healer, with yourself as the creator. And so we're going to begin by going into the mental body. And we're going to consider our thoughts and ideas around money. What thoughts and ideas are you holding right now around your finances? If they're low vibrational thoughts, they will be supported by ideas like money doesn't grow on trees. It's hard to attract abundance. You have to work hard to make ends meet. I wasn't born wealthy, and therefore I'll never be wealthy. So just take a moment and accumulate all of the thoughts that you believe are contributing to a money block. The frequencies of those thoughts are nesting as very dense, slow-moving energy, preventing you from opening your awareness and expanding your consciousness into prosperity. When you locate these thoughts, I want you to just set them aside, somewhere that they're attainable and you know exactly where they are. You may even put a color to them to denote that these are the frequencies in the mental body that are causing me blocks, that is making it increasingly difficult for me to become a magnet for wealth. Take a moment and really feel their essence. Notice how they're taking up space, becoming increasingly familiar with their density. And once you're sure that they have been identified, we're going to move on to the physical body. Is there something in the physical body that is preventing you from attracting prosperity and abundance? Is there something about the way you hold yourself? Maybe when you walk into a meeting or you get into your car. Is there something about the physical body that is making you less available for prosperity and abundance? Maybe your shoulders are slumped forward and you're dragging your feet. What about the physical body is making it harder for you to become a vessel of wealth? Have you lost your laugh or your smile, making it more difficult for the co-creators of wealth who are out there now to find you? Are you dressing the part? Are you getting up every day, using the physical body to do some of the alignment work that it takes to attract prosperity and abundance? What is it about the physical body that is preventing you from expanding your consciousness from lower levels of poverty into significantly higher levels of prosperity? Once you decide what these qualities are, I want you to put them aside, just like you did with the mental body. Put them all aside and become increasingly familiar with them as low vibrational density that is taking up space in the energy field, preventing you from becoming a magnet for prosperity. Once again, you might give this dense matter, energetic matter, a color. And just set it aside, just like you did with the mental body. And now we're going to move into the emotional body. What is it in the emotional body that is preventing you from manifesting prosperity and abundance? What is it in the emotional body? The emotional body is truly one of the most highly magnetic bodies. And it tends to carry around very old feelings, sometimes even feelings that don't belong to us. What are your feelings about money? Is it hard to attain? Do you feel aligned with it or disassociated from it? Do you feel that it would be difficult to grow spiritually if you have a lot of money? Or perhaps that you may be rejected by friends or family members if you had money. Maybe you feel that you're not a very good money manager, or that you're not worthy of money because of your education, your background, your race, your gender, or your color. Try to see what emotions there are that are causing a block in the emotional body. And once you get increasingly familiar with these dense, low vibrational frequencies, you're going to put them all together, just as you did with the mental body and the physical body, becoming increasingly familiar with them as low frequency and as a blockage to abundance, which is your birthright. Once again, you may put a color to this mass of dense frequency that is causing you to have money blocks. And when you're sure that you can identify the mass of low frequency that is the money block, we'll move on to the spiritual body. Our spiritual body is the most important body because it connects us to the One, to our God Source, and to all of the infinite potential that exists for us through all time and all space. And so for just a moment, try to locate the blockages in the spiritual body. When you rise each morning, are you connected to your source? Do you call upon your source for guidance and assistance in manifesting prosperity and abundance? Do you ask of your source to heal the money blocks and to intervene with your consciousness to assist you in your expansion and ultimately perfect alignment with wealth and prosperity? Are you aligning with your co-creators on a spiritual level, knowing that we need co-creators to manifest certain experiences in our lives? Do you see these relationships as sacred, as part of your soul's destiny, and as an integral part of your manifesting capability? If you've answered mostly no, then we're dealing with some pretty big spiritual blocks. And we want to be able to move those and become connected to our source, which connects us indefinitely to all that is, all the prosperity in the world, all of the right co-creators, but most importantly, connecting us to grace, allowing abundance to flow naturally and gracefully into our experience. So as you begin to become increasingly familiar with your spiritual blocks around money, I want you to just accumulate them all into a mass and see them for what they are. A block of low vibrational frequency that is preventing you from receiving abundance, which is your birthright. And once you've accumulated all of the frequencies of your spiritual blocks around money, I want you to just step back and notice how big the masses of the blocks from the mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies are. How do they feel now as you become increasingly aware of these blocks? How do you feel? Do you feel trapped? Maybe you feel very heavy. Get familiar with how you feel. And for most of us, that will not be a very good feeling. And now I want you to give yourself permission to clear these blocks, to let the blocks go, knowing that they don't serve you, and no one is forcing you to carry them forward. You are the creator of your experience. You are the alchemist of your energy, and you need not hold on to these blocks. And so as you breathe in, repeat in your mind or aloud, I give myself permission to let go. I give myself permission to move this energy out of the auric field. I give myself permission to be in my power and to use my alchemy to remove these blocks fully, totally, and completely, now and through all of time and space. And notice as they start to move. Notice how they begin to move out, away from the energy body, through the auric field. If you need to hold your hands, or you need to put your hands over your heart center to increase your power, I want you to do everything you can to move these energy blocks out of the auric field. You can push them. You can use your third eye, your heart center, your root chakra, the power from the earth, celestial energy, angels, guides, guardians, the God source. You can use whatever you need to use. But you've given yourself permission to let go. And you know now what these blocks are. Move them through your field. Move them out into the universe. And as you feel them moving through your field, and you're comfortable that they are out of the field, watch as they simply disintegrate. They disintegrate into nothing because they no longer have a host. You were the host, and now they no longer have a host. So they dissolve. They dissolve into nothingness. They cannot be assumed by another person, nor can they come back into your field. As you seal your field with a thick boundary, knowing that these no longer exist for you, and commit to yourself to no longer allow them in your field. Over time, if you feel the energies or residue in the field, you can do the same exercise. Going through each of the 4 bodies, the mental, physical, emotional, and spiritual bodies, and clean them up. Gather it all into a pile. Notice the blockage. Call it out for what it is, and give yourself permission to be the healer of your experience, because you have that power now, and you have that power always. You just have to decide if you're going to use it. And you have to decide what you're going to allow in your field. As of today, you can commit to no longer allow any blocks as they pertain to money, prosperity, wealth, and abundance be carried in your field. It's your choice. And so it is.